Not sure how far I'm going to take it with this video, but let me move this thing into the sun, see what it is. What this is something that I've recently bought, sold as Train, and where are we? 26th of September. I'm to think about it, aren't I? And took a punt on it, Facebook Marketplace, and delivered £15. So it was always a risk. You don't know what you're going to get. So here we are, something called Train. Basically what it is, it's one of these toy things that's sold more or less to go around a Christmas tree at Christmas. It's a battery remote control train. Oh, the loco is. So as you look underneath the loco, 27.145 megahertz. So that tells you that it's that sort of remote control. But as I look at the wheels on it, virtually no wear. So it actually doesn't look as though it's been run. So somebody somehow has lost the box, track and controller for it. Because this is all in, I would guess, unplayed with condition. It looks in really good condition. All plastic wheels throughout. So for the money, what have we got? Well, if nothing else, you've got another truck to run behind your garden railway. It's 45mm gauge. So it's approximately the G scale on it. All that it says on it in terms of maker is made in China. There's no other indications. It's not got a motor block to speak of. You might think, oh, that maybe there's a motor block. The whole of the bottom of the loco, apart from the plate over where the gears are, and the motor, is one piece. And you can't see the back head, it's molded onto the end of this, because the batteries go in the cab area. So that's where your batteries actually go. Obviously no batteries in it, no remote control for it, so it is bought in untested condition. There's a button here on top and something here which is, I'm guessing, a switch, which I'm guessing you twist to make a switch. Okay, and the other thing about it is it even looks as though it might have a little light in the middle on the front, which is not very difficult to do. And this is it. This is as I've just got it. Interesting why they've stuck this label on here, which is capacity, load limit and lightweight, etc. Nothing to do with the loco. That's usually to do with one of the goods trucks on the back of it. Now, I don't think it's worth considering hacking about too much to make into a model to run on the railway as a model, if you know what I mean. I think it would be useful to get into some functioning order so that children can play with it. So when children visit the railway, the track is robust enough, they can run this round, and what I've paid for it, it doesn't matter if it's abused a little bit. So the aim that I have is to get it into a form where it will run so that children can set it running and play with it. And that might mean spending way more than I spent on the whole thing to get a remote control system that would work with it. It's a shame, isn't it a shame, that the controller hadn't been kept with the train. That would have been so nice to have that. And who knows what functions it had. It might have various sound functions, horn, bell, etc. But they'll be all tightly integrated onto the circuit, as I've seen on similar things, which means that you can't separate one bit from another. You can't separate the motor control circuit from the sound circuits in general when they're tightly integrated. So you either find a way of using the receiver, controller, sound board as it is, or replace that where all you're using is the electric motor that's in the thing. Anyway, we'll see what I managed to get up to with it. It's very crudely molded, you know, but it's got all the couplings on the ends of it, and you can tell these cheap things because they chrome plate the plastic. I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's because that's what appeals to children. It's bling, isn't it? So this rail is chrome plated. That's been chrome plated. It just doesn't look good at all from a modeller's point of view. Anyway, yeah, no, it's not worth spending the time doing much to it. I don't think it's it will actually be something that would be a spare, and even because it's so low cost, could be left out all the time, left out in all weathers. Doesn't matter if it ever runs, just as a static model that's there, making the track look like it's got something on the track, getting overgrown and weathered naturally. That's an alternative that could happen to it. So there we go. That's it. Just an introduction to something that I've managed to pick up, which I consider to be a bargain, as it is, because it can be used as a static model without anything else doing to it, and could go on the layout out of sight, not in full view. And I'll see what I get up to. Well, batteries inserted. Let's twist this bell on top, which is marked on off. Press the button, and away it goes. It looks as though you don't need the press the button to start. I'll turn it off. So it looks like you don't need the remote control to make it run forwards. Obviously there's no speed control there. Turn it on, nothing happens, and then press the button and away it goes. So there we go. I don't think this has ever been run at all, looking at it. So what we've got is something that is out of its box, unused, and without its controller. But in the meantime, I think I would put the trucks on the back of it and see at what speed it runs at this default speed around the track, because that might be enough for now without having to spend any more time on it, just as a plaything for children.